All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are other mediums on which to catch this information. And I do mean catch, because I'm throwing it at you, right? Although I think it's going to be slow this weekend, but you never know, right? Anyway, so it is Friday, May 9th, thank goodness. And in America, it's an exciting weekend for mothers. Well, some mothers. Some mothers, it's sad. Like, my cousins are sad. It's their first Mother's Day without their mother. So, but anyway, I don't want to bring the room down before I even get started, right? Because we got more good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, do the intro. The best place to go, in my opinion, is to the blog. And the blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. And I know that's a lot to type in or remember, so wherever you are watching or listening to this, there is a link in. So look for a more open description, info, intro, something of that nature prompt. Click on it, another box will open, and it will have a link directly to the blog, which is free. You don't even have to put your email in, and everything is there. The full articles are there. Everything's there. All right. Spotify.com has audio and video of my FX buddies there, and I guess depending on your prescription level, you get video and or audio, whatever. What else? RSS.com has a really good transcript. And what else? Rumble and Amazon, Apple, wherever I post except YouTube is my FX Buddies. And YouTube, everything I use, show, cover is covered under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act because I'm using it for critiquing, commenting, teaching, or sharing, and it falls under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act. All right, the intro is over. Let's get into the first article. So look, this is actually the title. Government advisor contracting with international audit firms is a key step towards modernizing the economic structure. But that is boring. Who is going to click on that, right? I almost didn't want to click on it, but I know as soon as I see government advisor, it's more than likely Mohammed Saleh, and I know the international audit firms means global, global, global. So this is the title here that's more exciting. Can you use that word? Iraq's big banking shift. Why global auditors are reshaping its economy. And it's quite lengthy, but good. Let's see. So Mohammed Saleh. So I like this article. If you if you watch the last, I think this is episode 80, you guys. Yeah, we're on episode 80. So if you watch 79, but you don't know that it's 79. But anyway, the last episode, which is posted, pasted, whatever, at the bottom of the blog. In there I say, I don't like this article. I don't know why. For once, he went negative on the parallel market rate and said that the drop is only temporary. And I know I don't want to hear that, but I don't believe it either. Anyway, but today I like this article. Well, he's just saying what do I always say? He's giving the facts of where we are right now, like a snapshot of the timing of where we are right now, right? Okay. Mohammed Saleh, advisor to the Prime Minister, confirmed on Friday that contracting with international audit firms to evaluate the banking sector is a key step toward modernizing the economic structure, while explaining that these firms are independent and unaffected by pressures and interests. Yeah, right. Who is he kidding? I'm sorry. forgive me. He indicated that this modernization, yeah, I'm not saying that word, all right, contributes to strengthening confidence in the Iraqi financial market and reform in this sector and encourages a shift away from the informal cash economy. So I wish there he would have said a shift away from the dollar. That's why I like this picture. The dollar's here, the dinar's there. Like, we're leaving the dollar, we're going to the dinar. So I wish he would have said that, but he didn't. All right. So he was talking to the news, and actually, these people do a lot. They have a TV channel, so they do a lot of interviews. The statements made by Prime Minister Sudani during his recent important meeting with the chairman of the boards of directors of private banks in Iraq or their representatives are consistent with the banking reform policy in Iraq, particularly highlighting the importance of contracting with international firms for financial auditing and assessing the status of the banking market in our country. This represents a fundamental step and a foundation towards comprehensively modernizing the economic structure while simultaneously reflecting a drive to rebuild trust and cohesion within the financial sector in general and the banking market in particular. All right, so there's more. The primary goal of banking reform is to modernize it to align with international standards in governance, compliance, transparency, particularly in providing confidence and efficiency in the provision of banking services to society with a broad framework of integrity and credibility in banking work. And that's what they need. People have lost trust and confidence in them, and they need to get it back. So here he explained the Prime Minister's speech focused on the importance of contracting with international auditing firms to reevaluate the conditions of banks, both private and government owned, based on a single premise, ensuring their institutional capabilities to uncover any financial loopholes in the country's banking system, and blah, 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 blah. All right. So I told you it was long, and we're done. This part here. He also explained the work of the First Ramadan Bank will launch with a new look and vision in partnership with specialized and well-known banks. He pointed to the formulation of a clear roadmap. There's that word again. They like that word, roadmap. To address the conditions of the private banking sector as a partner in development. He emphasized the need for cooperation during the next phase to take effective steps in economic reform. What could the next phase be? All right, let's see. We'll skip that because we're already almost at 9 minutes. The last sentence. The Prime Minister directed banks to simplify procedures and participate broadly in the development process, as well as to participate as investors in all available opportunities, move toward partnerships with foreign companies, and work to build trust with citizens, which will help ensure they feel confident depositing their money in banks. And you know what I've noticed? They're not saying, shame on you, citizens, for hoarding your money at home. I haven't seen that in all of this whole week where the focus was on the parallel market rate getting equal to the CBI rate. They weren't trying to shame the poor citizens. All right, here is another article. We're going to skip this one, but I'll just read the title. An expert sounds the alarm. The monopoly of foreign banks operating in Iraq over remittances must stop immediately. And this is Mustafa Hantoush. You hear his name often. Well, if you listen to me, I like his name. Mustafa Hantoush. He stressed the control of Jordanian and Gulf banks. Okay, remember Jordan. Keep it over here on the right side of your brain. All right? So the last paragraph says, thus, all international banks operating in Iraq are linked to the American Correspondent Bank, and their activity revolves around making profits from remittances. And we heard this sentence before. When remittances are closed, they close their branches and return to their countries laden with profits. All right, here again, they're talking about all the money they made with the AYSCUDA system. The House, another article. The House of Representatives has the right to extend its legislative session for 30 days to approve the budget schedules. So, now they did, and it wouldn't be the first time that Parliament has extended the session. Remember, they did it in December. So, this is the only place. Well, there's one website I didn't check because they upgraded and it's really hard to get them now. But anyway, no one else mentioned this. No, like there's regular sites that I look at, and then every now and then I'll go, you know what? Let me check this site over here. But so this one was not in, even though this Farad News is a popular one, right? But it wasn't anywhere else. So I just think that's interesting. And then to contradict that, of course, there was an article saying Parliament's going to take a 2-month recess. So we'll see. But he gives all the legal stuff that gives them the right to extend. Oh no. Oh, okay. This right here was from Telegram. So the image is gone. There's no title. Look, no title, no link, no nothing. I told you, me and Telegram don't get along. But anyway, it was more, I was going to say more different. Boy, that would be lovely grammar, wouldn't it? There is a little bit more detailed information here. So it's the same meeting, it's the same picture anyway, right? Meta specializes in social media, but what was the new information? I don't know, whatever. We're running out of time. Okay, I almost made this article the top article. The secrets of black trade. Faction tactics bring the dollar back to, I know it says 140,000, but you take off 2 zeros and it's 1,400 to $1, right? So, but it pretty much says the same thing. I don't know why there's great danger, but you know, that's what media likes to do, scare people, right? Here, this is Al-Shamari talking to the news, and here's why I posted this article. He's talking about an individual's purchasing power depends on the strength of the economy. If a country's economy is healthy and strong, purchasing power will be good. However, if the economy is collapsing, there will be no purchasing power. Therefore, anyone who believes that the decline of the dollar benefits the Iraqi economy is mistaken. No, sir, I think you are mistaken, right? Good thing I'm here in America, right? But anyway, you know, he's not in the government. He's a really smart person, but he's not in the government. And matter of fact, I think this is a couple of people talking. They've interviewed a couple of people here. But I did want to put the emphasis because see how it says, oh boy, there's a helicopter. If you can hear that noise, that's what that is. This is citizen education. It doesn't say the Iraqi citizens' purchasing power, right? An individual's purchasing power. So it's teaching while telling. All right. So if you'd like to read that, and I know some of you do, it's there. Government procedures, the new procedures that they're doing, the, clamping down on smuggling and the parallel market. All of that is helping. Now here, oh yeah, see, there's another paragraph, but I'll skip it. But here, what I'll do, if you'd like to read that, I'll zoom in, because I know a lot of you watch on your phones. See, it even says neighboring countries. All right, okay. So this guy, Hatham, I'm sure that's not how you say that name, but I did. He's another, look at that, doctor. He's got 4 names. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he puts doctor in front of it. So that should be it. In April, the dollar exchange rate began to stabilize. So he talks about it. He gives 8 reasons. Let's read number 8. External international factors related to a general weakness in purchasing power. Look at that. They're talking about purchasing power again. In global markets and a decline in stocks, which caused a decline in the value of the dollar and a rise in gold, leading to a decline in demand for it globally and locally. So see, more citizen education if they're reading that, right? Who knows? All right. And then he has 5 more reasons. Oh, 4 more reasons. So, and then he has a conclusion. You see how long that article is? But yeah, so if you want to read that, you can. Now, listen up. Listen, listen, listen. King. Oh, and tap the right side of your brain and bring back Jordan. All right. King meets CEOs and representatives of Texas companies. God bless Texas. And don't even ask me how I found this article. It just, of course, every time I see King, right, I have to look and see which King they're talking about. But anyway, we're going to, well, His Majesty King Abdullah II on Thursday met with representatives of government organizations and companies in Texas to discuss investment opportunities in Jordan and enhance economic cooperation in strategic sectors. The meeting included CEOs and representatives of these sectors. Then here they say all these good things about Texas. Then look at this. Imagine his, yeah, check me out. His Royal Highness Prince Hashim bin Abdullah II. His Majesty expressed Jordan's readiness to strengthen its strategic partnership with the U.S. and expand economic cooperation, as if we didn't already make them rich enough by giving them favor or treating them more beneficial than the Iraqi banks, right? Or maybe this is a favor. We let you make all this money doing the dollar transfers in Iraq. Now we want to come invest in your country. But here's this economic modernization vision. Who has that? I couldn't say that word when I was reading about Iraq, right? So here, I'm gonna pause. I'm not gonna pause, but you should pause and copy this because these companies, if they're, well, I know Raytheon, you can invest in Raytheon and you can invest in Chevron. I think this too, this looks familiar. Cirrus or Cyrus. Oh, and advanced micro devices, right? But these could be some good companies to invest in now before they actually start building and connecting in Jordan, right? So I thought I'd share that. I thought it was neat. And let's see. Yeah, so that's it. Oh, that looks weird. Doesn't that look weird? Well, here's my one commercial. Buy me a coffee, but the QR code looks strange. So I'll double check it before. I don't trust QR codes. I know I tell you guys about mine, but I'm good old fashioned. Give me a link. Cause they can hack these. Have you seen? There's videos of people, just crooks, just they're so imaginative and creative. I don't know why they can't use their powers for good, right? But they'll peel off whatever little website QR code they want to direct you to and put it over the one that's there. Now, I know that's in public places, but I'm just letting you know I don't trust QR codes, but I know they're convenient. But you can trust my QR code, okay? All right, now these are some interesting articles. I normally stay away from this stuff, right? See this four-letter word starts with a G, ends with an A. But I'm going to try to go ahead and talk about it. So, Washington warns ice cream land. No surprises before our president arrives. So, he doesn't want them doing anything to Aza, but put a G in front of that. All right. Now, you can read that. Do not surprise us before the president's arrival, citing unnamed government officials. Of course, they're unnamed. All right, so there's that one. Tehran foreign minister anticipates our president's arrival in the region, and he goes there first. So, he's going there saying, hey, this is what we want you to say, right? But see, the Saudis and Iran, I don't think they have a nice history. I think they're going to try to get together because there's so much the Gulf. If the Gulf regional countries come together, there's so much power they'll have, right? So I think they're going to try. That's the normalization. That's the Abraham Accords, right? So we'll see. And they were getting closer until October 7th. What, 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago, that bad day? But anyway, yeah, so he went there and he went to Qatar to speak to, whoever, to say, yeah, we know he's coming, but we here first. What? So they are going to try again. Well, I don't know. There's, look at this. Look at this. Why is this font so big? So this came out today, late today, and it says Tehran and the U.S. resume nuclear talks on Sunday. So we'll just have to wait and see. So we'll see if that happens. And then here's a nice little, here I could, that's really not that big. I just forgot. Here's a nice little threat. Sunday is Tehran's last chance. Witkoff says, if the negotiations on Sunday are not fruitful, we would choose another path. What could that path be? Right? That's just not like, hey, I thought we were getting along here, right? Anyway, yeah, so that's there, but oh man, the best article's not here. Oh, you know what? It's not. Pause right here, okay? I'm gonna pause. All right, and I'm back. Look at this. Here, let me make it a little bigger. And I put here, if this is true, wow. So remember yesterday, or I think yesterday I said there's two articles that I want to talk about, but I'm going to wait to see if they're refuted because a lot of times something will come out in Iraq's news and 2 hours later, and other articles will come out and say, no, this isn't true. That's not true. We didn't say that. That didn't happen. Whatever. Oh my gosh. So, and sorry the image isn't there, but unprecedented tensions between Washington, and Tel Aviv. I think I can say that. Our president decides to cut off contact with Bibi. That is like, wow, if it's true. But like I said, I didn't see anything coming out saying that's not true. And I don't watch our news, so I don't know if it said it or not. And this is from Ice Cream Land Radio. So that is one of those sites that I go to. All right, and then here's the other, which again, if this is true, this is at least a step in the right direction. So the H people, Bola, right? Weapon. Oh well, are being disposed of, and Ham has a final deadline. So yeah, and look at this image here. So if you want to read this, again, of course, sources, right? No names given. But yeah. So if you missed episode 79, here it is at the bottom of the blog. Is Iran's grip on Iraq slipping? The numbers don't lie. Iran's going down and Iraq is going up. Brought to you by my FX buddies. Anyway, all right, that's it. Look, I'm under 30 minutes. So thank you for watching. I hope you I think all of this is good news. It's more banking reform talk, more parallel market talk, especially for a Friday. They don't normally have a lot of news out like that. And also there was some big thing. I don't want to say convention because it looks like it's only for one day, but Sudani spoke. It's something for the youth, and it was like, we're not going back to step one or something like that. So I don't know if it has to do with education or modern education. But yeah, so they were pretty proud of that. All right, so again, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to any mothers listening. Celebrate you if nobody else does, right? Okay, and wherever you are listening or watching, like, subscribe, tap the bell, follow, join. There's one more. Any of those, whatever applies to wherever you are. Click that because I don't post regularly. And right now, I don't anticipate posting tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be a slow day. So, yeah. If all things work like they're supposed to and you've activated those prompts, when I upload, you'll be notified. All right. Thank you for supporters, new subscribers, new listeners, new people on rss.com downloading the transcript. Thank you, thank you, thank you for it all. All right. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.